Wuthering Waves is the new game trying to cash in the popularity of Genshin Impact, the latter of which, if you watch my live streams, you know I think is a terrible game. Wuthering Waves is a game I was a little hyped for because the developers, Kiddo Games, made Punishing Gray Raven, which is a mobile game I actually enjoyed. And though I generally don't like gacha games, a good game is a good game. I really enjoy Hunka Star Rail and Tower Fantasy. This game, Wuthering Waves, scratches the same itch as those two games. Games where the atmosphere feels more mature, less cartoony and cutesy than, say, Genshin Impact. The male characters in Wuthering Waves give off badass anime vibes of the past, like you could see these dudes in Trigun or Fullmetal Alchemist or Inuyasha or think of something that's futuristic. But you have these more mature looking characters with Naruto character abilities. If that all makes sense. It probably does make sense, especially to like the younger generation of anime viewers who are, accustomed to the more cutesy anime designs. Anyways, Wuthering Waves is set in a post-apocalyptic semi-future world. You play as a character called Rover, which I think is a stupid name, but much like previous Genshin clones, your character wakes up not knowing really who they are, where you are, or anything of that. More like Genshin and Star World, your character is a pre-created character. You don't customize your own character like you do in, say, Tower Fantasy, which is one of my favorite things about TOF in comparison to other gacha RPGs, the ability to create your own character. Much like previous games, Genshin in particular, this game is an open world game with co-op, not a game that's supposed to be like a MMO style game, again, like a Tower Fantasy. The story has your character being a special individual who, both the good and bad side want to recruit, because they think you will be the deciding factor in the war to come. A war between humanity and a group known as the Vacticide. The latter whom want the lament to happen again and sees that as the best future for humanity. The lament being a catastrophic event, the post-apocalyptic setting that it is currently set in. This budging war has enemies, known as the tacit discords, monsters who can be controlled by the more powerful members of the enemy side, overseers. Enough about the story, though. It's not a lot to about too much because these kind of games exist in a way where there's an initial chapter and then there's like just a gap of content until the next part, until the next chapters are released. So enough about the story, as I don't want to get too much into it and I don't want to end up spoiling a lot. I tend to want to avoid spoilers from my reviews. I finished the in-game story up to the current point at the time of this video. There's definitely going to be a future chapters and acts added to the game as the story ends, making it clear that this isn't, the end of the game. Generally, I thought the story was interesting. Rarely do I actually pay attention to the dialogue and cutscenes in these kind of games because they are usually, not worth paying attention to. But this game's plot and story made me interested, and part of that was the voice acting. Some of the voice acting is middle of the road, but some characters like Scar is very good.
Shepherd or the ruled Night King Black Lab. If a sane person manages to survive in a realm of lunatics, would you call them the last one of reason? Or the sole apostle? Think about it. The shepherd is not the preordained embodiment of truth. Once he is gone for good, the Black Lab can reclaim the trust of its herd. Then, eventually, there will be none left to be victims or oppressors.
Stay calm.
Swift and resolute.
Roller! Oh! Should I thank you for showing me mercy?
Stay away from her.
Didn't you promise to leave me some alone time with Rover?
With one condition. I do hope you haven't let that slip from your mind. Don't let your improvisation trouble others.
Look at you, rushing in to protect your precious, perfect movement. No worries. I know all the do's and don'ts. I don't need you to tell me what to do. Rover, it seems our happy little date must come to an end. But don't forget my sincere reminders. Let me know what you choose. An unexpected gift? An honest and open exchange? Or a highly risky gamble?
I'm curious where this game's story goes from the end point that's currently in game. Now, to talk about the gameplay, it's what you'd expect if you play, these gacha action RPGs. It's very smooth, quick, and fun. Honkai Star Rail is turn-based, which sort of kind of makes its combat different from the rest of these gacha RPGs, but the abilities are pretty much the same across the board when it comes to these solid games. Much like the other games that Wuwa follows, you traverse mostly an empty world, climbing, swimming, gliding around with a Breath of the Wild like stamina meter, exploring the world. As for the characters you unlock, I think all of them, whether it's a 5-star or 4-star character, play very well. All are enjoyable and provide a playstyle for everyone. You want a brawler type? It's there. You want a shooty bang bang? It's there. You want to get your anime sword fighting on? Obviously, that's there too. I have all but one character at the time of this video. Funny enough, it's the only character that I want, and I haven't gotten her yet. I haven't spent a dime on this game either, so this game is pretty generous for a gacha game on giving you a lot of resources to be able to unlock characters. I could have just been lucky, but it does seem like the game is okay with just giving you what's needed frequently, so you can unlock characters, as you play the game. Overall, I think Wuthering Waves is a solid game. Nothing special, nothing that evolves or elevates the genre, but a solid game, an enjoyable game. I know that at launch it had a lot of issues. Personally, I've only experienced some lag spikes and weird moments where my character would randomly stop moving. There is a lack of content. With the first chapter of the story complete, you don't have anything else to really do other than some generic side content. And if you finished all the side quests, then you have nothing to do but grind challenges on repeat. I recommend this game to anyone interested in these types of games, anyone who wants to get into them, but don't because you feel like the gacha or gacha games will prevent you from enjoying them themselves. You can enjoy this game regardless of the gacha mechanics. It's a good game by itself. You can get characters you like without spending money. This game, as I said, is good at providing you with a lot of the tokens you use to unlock characters. But anyways, that is it for this review. Try to not make it too long and try to avoid spoilers as much as possible. Thus, the gameplay is only an early game. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe, be constant alert, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. People, see my Archer. I'm out of here. Deuces.